Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show this evening is Mo, Larry and Curly, more commonly known as Billy, Southside and Bridgeman. Evening, boys. Evening, Billy.
Good evening, mate. Good evening, everybody.
Evening,
Aye, good evening, Ox. And good to be on the night with Billy and Bridge. And good evening, everyone listening in this evening.
How we doing, the legend?
Can I just say good evening to everyone? And good evening to yourself, Ox, and your techie boys in the background, and of course the two guys that are going to carry me through tonight, Billy and the Southside. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yes. How are you, Billy?
I'm smashing, buddy. I'm smashing. Looking forward to the show tonight, mate, and looking forward to the game tomorrow, buddy. Bring it on, mate. Bring it on.
Good man. Is the fishing finished?
Oh, mate, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, mate.
How are you, Big Southside?
Aye, I'm good. That's some website he's on, isn't he?
Fox, when you hear Billy caught plenty of fish, it's ears pricked up.
Aye, I'm good, mate. Looking forward to tomorrow, seeing the famous Glasgow Rangers.
Yes. Intriguing. How are you, Bridgeman?
I'm brilliant, pal. Thank you very much. Really, really good. Can I just say that it's been a long the last couple of days there. So I'm looking forward to tonight, and let's see how much guys how confident we are about tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Being fed up, you know.
You must be delighted with these high interest rates, Bridge.
Well, is there an answer to that?
I don't know if there is. How you doing, mate? Good, yeah?
Aye, smashing, buddy, smashing, yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. What we'll do is we'll hear from the manager, yeah? And then we'll debate where it's gone in the team selection and the news that's come out of the club. If that's all right with you three, yeah?
Yep. No, that's fine, buddy.
Right, we'll hear from the manager, have a quick chat, and we'll get the phone lines open. Okay, let's hear from your gaffer, Michael Beale.
Michael, do you feel like you know what your best attacking options are right now, and is that something we'll see start Saturday, or will your best attacking options be rested ahead of the game on Thursday?
No, the strongest team will play things that have not been ideal at the start of the season for one or two players, but in terms of not being available or not being in a fantastic place. But Tom Lawrence is now fully fit. He comes in the squad. Kamaru's played the last 2 or 3. He would have 2 in 2 if the officials would have done their job correctly in the last game. So he's in a really good place at the moment. Unfortunately, Todd Cantwell will miss probably the next 3 or 4 games as a result of the challenge at the end of the game. Kieran Dowell's the same, but other than that, everyone else is fit and ready to go. So, yeah, on we go with these next few games.
Also, with the European squad announcement, did you have a discussion with the players who are first-team players that didn't get into the squad? And what was the thinking behind guys like Ridvan Yilmaz not making that squad?
The squad was actually submitted on the 4th of September, so I don't know why it took another 10 days for UEFA to allow it out, because we had to submit it on the Monday after our last game. So I had to discuss with the players at the time. John McLaughlin was a natural one. We've got the 2 homegrown goalkeepers. Leon Balogun was a choice. I have Ben Davis fit again now. Ben's not been fully fit to play up until this moment. You've got John Suter and you've got Connor Goldson, and I trust Leon King. It came down to, Dujon, Tav, and then there's young Adam Devine and Borna, and then there's Ridvan, who had played 20 minutes all season up until I made that decision. And with Ridvan to this part, he's a player that I like. I think he's got a bright future at the club. He ended last season ever so well, but he's not been able to knock out the games. And when it comes to picking that squad with the limitations you have, unfortunately he missed out. And at the time I was picking the squad, I thought Kieran would be out for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. That was the feedback I was getting, and Todd was going for a scan, and I didn't know the severity of Todd's situation at the time we had to submit the squad, so I couldn't put them both in. So that's why Kieran missed out. So all the players have had it explained to them. I can't say they're all over the moon, but they all understood.
Todd Cantwell's problem?
There's a problem with his knee in the challenge that he has towards the end of the game. He played on. After that, we had to send him for a scan. We thought it would be worse than what it is. The initial diagnosis was 4 weeks, so we're probably 2 or 1.5 weeks into that now.
And Kieran Dowell? Yeah.
Kieran Dowell has had just a strange reaction with his knee. They've both, him and Todd, have had their legs in a brace the last week or so. Kieran's now out jogging, but we've got to see how that one goes and settles down. So I would say he's probably 3 or 4 weeks away as well.
Michael, just when you reflect on everything, how confident are you that you're the man that can turn it around?
I'm hugely confident that we come into this season, our domestic win percentage was really high. We come into this season, we've played 9 games in the first, month of the season. Some of the players arrived the week before the season arrived, or like in Cifuentes and Danilo. You have to manage all of that, 9 new players coming in, so important players going out. Last season, I probably relied on Tillman, Sakala, Morelos and Kent in 90% of the games as my front 3 or front 4. So those players have changed. I think we've brought really good players in. I think the time to judge them is not right now. I think naturally we'd all want the new players to come in, hit the ground really running. The reality is the team's taking a bit longer than I thought to settle. I thought the last game that we played, there was no reason to lose the game. I think there's a decision in the game that sends the game in a certain direction, and it's regrettable we lost the game. We could have performed better. I'll own it. The players have got to own it as well, and now we need to show our worth in the coming months.
Well, there's a lot to say there, Billy.
Aye, good stuff. Yeah. Interesting. On the squad, 2 of my midfielders. I think the midfielder is going to be the curse this year, Southside, no the centre-halves.
It was disappointing to hear what you said there regarding the midfield with Kieran Dowell and Todd Cantwell. I think we spoke about it just during the week, we thought maybe Cantwell might struggle just because he had that brace on, and obviously he said he thinks about another 3 games maybe he's reckoning he might miss. Because I think we've got 7 games in 22 days. So if it goes any longer than 3 games, then you'll be missing quite a few at that rate. But hopefully we'll see him back. But midfield, we seem to be a bit top heavy still in there. Like, we can pick other players, but you're losing somebody like Todd Cantwell, who, if you play him deeper, can get you up the park, and he's got the legs and he's got the pace and power. So it's a wee and couple of injuries that we'll just need to put up with the new Ox till we get them back.
Billy?
Aye, just to touch on the same as my walker there, Cantwell's got to be a big miss for me, but listen, I'm glad he's not got to boot for a lengthy period of time. If he's maybe tweaked his knee a wee bit, then 4 weeks is not too bad, because the last thing we want is to lose him for a lengthy period of time, Ox. Regarding Dowell, I thought he'd actually done all right. He showed bits of what he was all about. He scored a great goal there. I think it was the one before the Celtic game. He took his goal brilliant. So it's that lad, he's not had any luck since he came to us as well, but I'm sure we'll shoot enough cover in the midfield, Ox, so we should be right enough.
Aye, we should have cover, but it's just my luck at the moment. Aye, so it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Cantwell would have been a starter. I don't know if Dowell would have started tomorrow. I've got different views for people with Dowell. I think the jury's still look like a few of the players, but you've got to go in the park bridge till we can judge them. So the boy's unlucky, but it's a blow. But you'll get injuries in the season, Bridgeman.
Yeah, it is quite sad when you hear when we're here talking about players injured. Dowell seems to have got an injury, and he thinks he's got over it, and he's not got over it, if you follow what I mean. But as the boys said about Cantwell, I mean, that's just tragic for Rangers. Just tragic. He's probably our most consistent player over the term. It has been, and they've been exciting to watch and score goals and goodness knows what. It's just sad, but it really gives a downer, looking forward to it. However, would they say that I'm a week and a half into the 4 weeks that they talked about? Is that correct?
Well, it's 2 weeks since the last game, innit? So
Yeah.
If it was 4 weeks since the knock, that's fair enough. But if it's 4 weeks in now, that takes you well into October.
No, that's a different ball game, yeah. So if it's that, one of them is going to be short time anyway, compared to what some of them have had in the Rangers jersey. So let's hope it's okay, and I hope we get tomorrow and let's do the business tomorrow, and it'll cheer a lot of folk up.
Aye. Another interesting thing was the hullabaloo about the European selection, but when you hear the actual facts in it, it's not a surprise, is it, Southside?
No, I think he explained it quite well regarding Yilmaz and how early he had to put the squad in, and obviously the injury to Kieran Dowell. So when you look at the squad that he picked, Balogun was brought in for cover. You look at I heard him say Leon King, as he's got trust in him, so he's fit. So I take it he's putting him ahead of Balogun. John McLaughlin wasn't a surprise, and plus we've got to have the 8 homegrown players in your squad ops, so only leave 17. So there's always going to be 1 or 2, maybe 3 at times who'll maybe miss out in the squad, but that's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be.
Aye, maybe it's an argument for we've got to look at the Scottish market as well, for value for cash as well, Billy, yeah?
Aye, well, listen, it is what it is, Ox, that, but it's the typical press making their own headlines, innit? Hence the question type thing, but you can't pick everybody. All the players know that. There'll be, I don't know what the actual number of the pool is for European competitions, but that's how we've got a big pool, Ox. You'll have guys that's going to miss out in European football, and you'll have guys that's going to be playing domestically. And I'm sure he's thinking it'll be all about rotation of the squad over a sustained period of time, I would imagine. So that's the reason certain players will be happy and certain players will not be happy. But listen, you can have 30 guys on your books for talking shit. You can only put 11 guys on the park at any given time,
Correct, aye, correct. Richmond, I understand modern football, there's a lot of games, they're crammed in there, I get all that. But there you go, there's rotation, there's Dowell, who you were saying was going to be playing in Cartmel. There's players rotating naturally without the suspensions kicking in later on in the season. Is there too much maybe new rotation? But you should have enough naturally without worrying about it.
I think a club like Rangers and obviously our fans will turn in and say we should have the ability to rotate players out and in without asking too many questions. The difficulty is we seem to have a lot of people injured, and that causes problems with maybe having to bring the youngsters in a number of times rather than somebody of equivalent stature in the club. I just hope everything goes all right from an injuries perspective. I seriously do, and I want the manager to be able to rotate whomever he wants to rotate and get on with it and make sure there's no change. When there does a rotation, it's going to be minimal change, and we continue on the road to recovery and start winning games and keep winning games, I should say.
Yeah. So say Dowell, we'd heard he'd had an injury record at Norwich, so should we be surprised, mate? Is it bad recruitment again? I don't want to cast aspersions, but people had mentioned it before he came.
Because he's had an injury here or there in his time, you'll probably get that, Ox. But I thought it's not a lot of game time, but I thought he would have been quite a good player for us this year. And I thought he would have been probably. I didn't really give much thought to his injury before it, Ox, because it's like he done pre-season and stuff. So it's probably he's just took a knock, and it's just led to 3 or 4 weeks out. And hopefully you'll know get tagged with that, and we will see him in a jersey getting a regular game and contributing to the team, Ox. Because I think he is quite. I think we brought him because he sees a talent in him, and hopefully we'll see it on the park. Because everybody's brought so far haven't shown. So that's what we're waiting on, these players to turn up and deliver. And it's just unfortunate, like they know, that he's now again injured. But hopefully not, because I wouldn't like to think that.
All right, only time will tell, mate. Only time will tell. Right, will we get these phone lines open, gentlemen?
Aye, mate.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, come and give us your thoughts. What kind of game you expect tomorrow, what you think will be like, what you're thinking of the club, what you think your team will going to be. Gentlemen, do we all agree that Mr. Butland will start in goals? Billy?
Yes.
That's maybe the only thing we do agree on, if that's true, Bridger.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I'm quite sure Butland will keep going. He's got to be our number one for most of the season. As simple as that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Now, he mentioned Ben Davis there and said he was no fit. Did you read into that, Southside?
No, I think because of the pressure of the game and the results, he'll probably stick to the same back four, to be honest. But I don't see him changing it. But he's got to get game time into him if he's back fit and ready, because that defence that we're playing has already showed you that it's leaking goals. So you would think something would have to change at some point, unless they go on a run now where they start keeping clean sheets and get a bit of momentum. I'd like to see him in the team and get a chance, but I don't see him opening that door for him at the moment, Ox.
Okay, I'm reading too much into it, but the fact that he mentioned him, maybe he's looking for that balance.
The balance is a great point, Ox. That's something we've been sadly missing right through the team. You've seen that in the Old Firm game, didn't we? We were all lopsided and different things like that. I'm a great believer in a nice balance in if you've got to play a back four, your right back and your centre half been right sided, on the opposite side, your left centre half been left footed and your left back also been left footed, and the same in the midfield as well. But regarding Ben Davis, I think he'll maybe start them on, I really do. I know Southside's spoke here about we're leaking goals, which we can all see we are. So I think he'll maybe, well, listen, he maybe he'll be trump up his sleeve or a trump geared up his sleeve, but only time will tell. But I think he'll maybe change the formation, Ox.
All right, that'll be interesting. Bridgman, do you see anything other than Tavernier, Goldson, Suter and Barisic tomorrow?
That's exactly what I see. I can't put my mind to having anyone else on the team for us. I think everybody would agree. Massive game, and we need to win. We just need to win. I don't care how it is, and of course my favourite's a 1-0. But seriously, I think any Rangers fan worth his salt, I just want our team to win. And if it's a 1-0, they'll accept it and go on with it. But they'll be watching how they play, and they'll be watching this and watching that, and the manager's got a massive task in his hands. Massive task.
You agree with that back four, or do you see a tweet or a surprise tomorrow, Southside?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Bridge just said they can't see anything else, right? But it's like goals. Shooters cost us goals. Goalson's cost us goals. The two full-backs normally do. But we're wanting our two centres not to be losing goals. And they have been. So, as Billy said, I don't think it will happen either. But Ben Davis probably could merit coming in, giving you the balance, and then see whether you pair him up with Goldson or you pair him up with Suter. But I don't think he will. But
you're the manager. You're the manager tomorrow. Who would you select?
Tomorrow, I would play. I would probably. I would bring Ben Davis back in. St Johnstone were playing tomorrow, and I would pair him up with either Goldson or Suter, either or. Probably, I'd generally go with Suter, because I don't like Goldson.
No, Just a point. Just a point.
Suter and Davis at St Johnstone tomorrow for me.
All right. Now, the midfield's going to be interesting, you know. Obviously, what's he going to do? What's your rationale tomorrow? Do we agree that Nico Raskin will start? Who I don't think's been great this season, but I think he'll start. Billy?
He's a stone wall at the start. He'll no drop Raskin no more. I can't see it, mate. So he's a starter for me, definitely.
Maybe we should say he's in the starting 11. We mentioned starters. Big Steve will be on Southside. Right. Right. So Raskin playing in that, I don't know, the defensive mid, as they call it, New Bridge. Yeah. You agree? Oh, Southside.
So, Raskin will start tomorrow. And who else did you say there? Were you going to just pick Raskin there?
Just Raskin, because I think then it starts getting complicated. I'll pass that to you.
I would the more I would probably play. I would move Raskin to the right. I would put Sif Wentis in the middle, and I would play Lawrence just to the left in the 3. That's what I would do tomorrow.
Give me that again. So you move Raskin?
Just to the right slightly. Sif Wentis right in the middle. And Tom Lawrence to the left there in the 3.
How are you playing that flat or Sifuentes?
Flat. Well, Sifuentes right, and we can go for. Well, I'm hoping the 3 of them will want to go forward at times, but I would have him more or less sitting. But you can go forward if he wants. Get Tom Lawrence on one side and Raskin slightly to the right, going, because when he gives the ball away, he'll be getting away maybe in a wider area and not in the middle of the park. But I would just give Sifuentes a chance. We've watched him out wide right, and he's not really done much. So I'd maybe swap it tomorrow, and I don't think it should make much difference, to be honest. And Tom Lawrence can get the ball in that position and get up the park and take it and go on a run or play 1-2s. But you know, he can pick the ball up there and get you up the park.
All right, Big Southside's been radical here, Billy. He's got Ben Davis in. He's moved Suter. He's brought Sifuentes back. Moved Raskin. Brought Tom Lawrence right back in. He's been radical.
I've got Tom Lawrence in my team as well, buddy.
Huh?
Certainly have. Yep. I've set up a wee bit different, right enough, but I'm just listening to the boys and your thoughts on it. I've got mine me set up, but I've got Tom Lawrence in my midfield 3.
If you don't tell us, this show doesn't work.
Aye, true, buddy. I would play a 3-5-2, Ox.
Right, go on then.
Obviously, Butland in goals. I would have my left-sided centre-back would be Ben Davis. I'd take Suter in the middle. And I'd take Sterling as my right-back, centre-back. My 5 across the middle would be Tavernier wide right, Borna wide left, Lawrence just after left of him, Raskin in the middle of the park, and I'd take Ryan Jack next to Tavernier, and my 2 up top would be Dessers and Kemar Roof.
Right, so just the downside of that is we're playing against St Johnstone. We'll get 5 defenders on the park.
We've got 5 right across. Well, we scream about we've got no width, Ox. So my rationale for playing Tavernier and Borna high is they can get up and down the park and geezer width and get in behind them, because that's what we're good at going forward. So that's giving us all the width we need. If we get into trouble and Tav gets caught up the park, Ryan Jack can slip in there to cover for Tavernier better than Cantwell did. And if Borna gets caught up the park, Lawrence going to come across one. That's the rational. It's got a nice balance to it. And that's just the thinking, I hint the formation. But
my trouble is, as you always know, Bridgeman, with the 3-5-2 is when you have the 2 full-backs playing as wing-backs. And if your ball goes behind them, you end up with 5 defenders. He's also got Ryan Jack sitting deep. You could end up with a 6-4 bridge. That's the downside of that formation.
Yeah, I think you would need to change. You have a defensive type centre halves available for a 3-5-2, but you don't have the. You need to have the fullback, so you're going wide, that is, So you're going to have to do something with your midfield and be quite inventive with the midfield, and have 2 really good guys up front that have got a lot of pace. That's got to happen. You've got to have a lot of pace. You could still attack very, very well with that, but if you don't have the 3 centre halves, for saying sake, then you're going to be a lot of trouble. You can't have 2 centre halves with kicking with all 3 centre halves kicking with the right foot. If you need a 1 centre half, it's going to be kicking with his left foot, so he can make the clearances properly, and he's very confident in the ball. That's what we really need. I think that Suter and Golson are good centre halves. There's mistakes in them, and we see that. But hopefully, in time, they'll start to read each other's game properly. It's Davies you've got to be concerned about. If we know that someone else has got his left-footed, he's in trouble. So you may find he just says, no, we'll just go with a normal 4, simply because we can't afford to go 3-5-2. But I would love 3-5-2 greatly. I'd love Rangers to play that. But particularly at Ibrox, I'd like them to play it. But if they're going to St Johnstone, not good at the moment. But then we know that much better, to be honest.
Aye, right. I can't see he's changing formation. I don't think you're alone in that thinking, Billy, but you never know. Southside, you never know.
No, listen, if he changed it, fair enough. Because at the end of the day, it's all right saying we've got good football players and that, and I get what Bridge is saying, but they 2 centre-backs are leaking goals and all. And he's got himself into a situation because we've not been playing well and we've not picked up the points we should have. So the Morris game is crucial to him. So he'll either go with the tried and tested that's leaking goals, or he'll do something a wee bit more radical and change it, or maybe bring Ben Davies in and think, well, it's St Johnstone, need to get some games into him. I could leave either Golston or Suter out for the game coming up on the Thursday night. But that'll be his choice, Ox,
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, Billy, isn't it?
Aye, it will be, mate. I don't know. Listen, that's just the team, the idea that I'm come up with. I mean, I'm not deeming myself to be any tactician here. It's just that's the team that I would play.
If you're not a tactician, I'll get you in that dugout the way he's got.
But listen, as Southside said, you know what I mean? He'll probably go with the tried and tested. It's leaking goals. It's a stick on. We can hear our own opinions of what we think his starting 11 will be, and I'm sure all the Bears and Bearettes out there will hear their own opinions, who they want to play and who they want to see and what positions and what no. But ultimately, Michael Beale will probably go with what he normally goes with. Only concern about that is, Ox, we're not really setting the head on fire. And the more I'm not just wanting 3 points. I want 3 points and a super positive performance, and a massive difference for what we've been watching the last 7, 8, 9 games.
Aye. I don't think you're alone. I think that I said it during the week. I don't know what you're thinking, Bridge. I don't think a Bridgeman's takes any weight off Beale. I think everything will get dissected, and arguably, if we don't play well, for some people they'll turn the screw a wee bit, even after a victory. That's the situation.
Sorry, pal. Sorry.
There you go, mate.
I was going to say there, a 1-0, of course, that's my favourite to score for Rangers, particularly away from home. But a 1-0 tells you that Rangers are not playing well. And that's the truth. It tells you they're not playing well. It might be they can't break down mass defences and they've got a low block on all the time, or tell you any other thing with poor shots. But it's not doing us any good. A 1-0, you're right, absolutely right. at this point in time, a 1-0
Because of
shouldn't do
the
Rangers
attitude, because of the, I don't know, the atmosphere, I'll use that, because of the atmosphere, it's about. So, since you made a statement there, a bold one, you know, that we're leaking goals, yeah?
What are you going to tell me?
Statistically, we've made one of our best defensive starts to the league ever.
I know, in the league forum, aye. But we've
goals lost, yeah?
Aye, I get it, but listen, we've lost goals and we've leaked goals.
By the way, I just made that up, so I don't know. We've lost 2 goals in the league, yeah?
The league, aye, I know, but we have lost goals and their shape's no good. And we've got 2 centre-halves that are only commanding in the air, so, and we're playing them, and they're our 2 best at the moment, as a few people have said. If Ben Davies was in that team and had played the same amount of games and the goals had been getting shipped, they'd be screaming to get him out of the team. And yet we've got them playing and we've leaked goals. All right, only 2 in the league, but and everybody's saying keep them together.
Aye, I get it, mate. I get it. Some players are more popular than others. It's just bizarre, isn't it? Sometimes, Billy, yeah.
Aye, I think it as well. Looks it's the manner of the type of the goals we're losing that's concerning. I mean, if we can't go to St Johnstone tomorrow and put on a top display and a top performance and take goals off a team that's only scored 2 goals and conceded 6 so far, they've not won a game yet. They've drew 2 and they've lost 2. If we can't go up there and give that team a doing, there's something not right. There's definitely something not right if we can't go up there and put on a good performance somewhere. Because that's what Michael Beale said, remember? It was his words, not ours. He came out and he says he wants to work with the players, our international break, and blah, 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 and do this and do that. Well, the time for talk...
We should have never said that, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's what he says half the time. You know what I mean? The time for talking's over. It's time for Michael Beale and his Rangers team to start doing their talking with their football boots on the park.
And the pressure's on him. These pressure's on him because of the atmosphere. I understand that fully, but we've got to watch we don't make things up, you know. So it's a big game for us tomorrow because we're in the league. Goal difference is fine in the league, just in the league. However, it's results we need. So I'm going to contradict myself, Pridge, and say if we go out there tomorrow, we get a result, you move on, you dust yourself down and you move on. But however, I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, you're walking a tightrope, you know. There's a great expectation from the fans, most assuredly from the fans, that something happens and we play well and we score well and we go and let's say we get a 3-0 victory just for saying it, then I think the fans will be sated with that. They'll want a lot more. If we score 3, we should score 4 or 5 or whatever, you know. But if we do it well, then the fans will be on the start to healing. Because you can't heal if you're not doing it, you know. We have to do it. But it's difficult. I agree 100% with you there. It's really, really difficult. How are you going to do it?
You're flipping back and forth with your thoughts. So, Saint, I never got your front players for tomorrow.
I'm thinking because we're going to get the bid for the full-backs, I would have put Sam Lammers in. Everybody's going to be screaming here. But he's got technical ability and we're missing Todd Cantwell. And I think he comes in with Tom Lawrence, the 2 that will hopefully create. And up front, I would play Roof and Danilo.
You're dropping Dessers. We should rush around there.
I would drop him just because I thought in the last game that I watched at Ibrox, when he came on as a sub, he was a bit more livelier. He pulled a nice ball down, cut inside and was unlucky. He got a shot off. I thought he looked a bit busier and a bit more athletic. And I just think it might be a wee change that might make a difference. And I think probably he'll start with Roof because if he gets the ball in the box, he's more likely to score. But he'll probably play Dessers and stick by him but that's what I would do. and Lammers would be just because he can create. And we've seen flashes during the pre-season, nothing in the league for him really. Scored against Livingston at Ibrox and that, but I think in a game like that tomorrow, if we don't make it easy for ourselves, you'll need a couple of players that can create and not just work hard and let Raskin or anybody else that you might change it. You might need Raskin to run forward off the ball. You might need Cifuentes to get forward at times, and maybe you'll hold one or Tom Lawrence to be running by. So we need runners to get into space, and hopefully we'll create. Because if we're too static and we're not creating and we're not scoring, it will suit St Johnstone. They'll just sit in deep. So I'm hoping with having Lammers, hopefully he'll turn up tomorrow, and Tom Lawrence and my team, they're two creative players. Ops.
All right. No, you went with Danilo and Dessers, yeah?
Aye, I did, mate, aye. I just thought it was the last, well, obviously the All Firm game. That was the pair they played up front. And we know, no, sorry, Roof I went with, mate. Was it no? Roof and Dessers I went with.
It may have been Roof and Dessers, sorry. Roof and Dessers.
Aye, Roof and Dessers. Roof and Cyril Dessers I went with. I just, my rationale of that is, that's what he went with in the last All Firm game. But I can see where Southside's coming for regarding playing the boys he was interested in playing up front. But listen, we'll see, bud. But we all know that Roof's out the now. Roof's the most natural finisher we've got, so you would imagine him to start, eh?
Aye, my. Bridgman, do you think we've got some of our forward players look as if they're more comfortable in a two rather than being an isolated one?
Yeah, it started to look like that in the last couple of games when you see the lone man, he may be doing well in the battles, but the ball breaks and there ain't nobody there, so it can be easily swept up by the defence. It'd be really good. I think it's time for Danilo to be playing alongside someone. He's got to start showing. He's either got it or he's not, and he's got to start showing it. And this is a really good game for someone like Danilo to come in and show he can work with, let's say, Dessers, if it's Dessers up front. Let's see the two working together and find out if they really can do it together. And if not, then we have to think number two, what's the next one we're going to do? But seriously, the boys are very fast. We're looking for fast players. And he looks as if he can have a good shot and goal. Knows what he's trying to do. But it's never happened for him. And I think one of the times, maybe even two of the times he was up front, he's kind of bumping into or going for the same ball. So you end up with two players actually cutting each other out to a certain extent. So let's hope. I'm hoping that Danilo comes in and is allowed to play his own game alongside a half-decent centre forward. And I would say that Dessers would come clean on that and do well. That's what I would say.
Do you know what's sad me a wee bit here, Southside?
What would that be?
We've talked about this team, we've talked about creativity, and let's be honest, how have we got to a situation where Matondo is our only real winger in the squad? How has that happened?
I don't know. Well, listen, we bought him. Nobody wanted him in the summer.
Matondo, but that's the only winger we've got in our squad.
Scott Wright would have been there, but you know.
I forgot about Scott. I forgot, but I mean, if he accepts he's up for the picture, but he might be involved. He's involved in the European squad for obvious reasons. But aye, that alright, you can throw Scott Wright in. But aye, Matondo and Scott Wright, how has that happened, mate?
He couldn't have got further out the picture than Matondo at the time for the chances that he got last season and lack of game time. Let's not be kidded, we actually thought he'd be out the door, didn't we? He didn't seem, I think he tried them out wide, but I don't know whether the boy is comfortable playing out there or no. He had mentioned him as he's a striker as well, so but he's got pace, and most people that have pace, if they're not a big centre forward, then they usually get put out in the wider position to fill that gap box. But how we've still got him.
Hello, guys.
how we've still got him there, and he's going to be our main. We're talking about he's going to start, and Scott Wright's been there this length of time and further out the picture again. It's unbelievable, but we never added to go and try and get a wide player and out winger ops, but it looks at. So we're left with the squad players that we've got that can either or a winger or can play out wide.
Evening, Stuart. How you doing?
Hi guys, how you doing? All right?
Aye, good.
How you doing, mate?
Aye, good guys, good. It's been a big day of the morning. I think we've all been chatting at the bit to get on with it. That's the thing. And I don't know what you are thinking, but I looked at Beale today. He looked a bit kind of shoulder slumped, doing a wee bit, nose chirpy, obviously under a bit of pressure. What I think obviously he's been having talks with Bisgrove and the rest. He says he speaks to him every day, or one of the guys anyway. And I think they've probably been asking him, saying, look, you bought these players, you bought Danilo, takes amount of money, Lammers, Dessers. You know, it's a lot of money kicking about here. So I feel he's under pressure to make it work, to play these guys, to be honest with you. I think they're all going to start in the morning. And I think with the way St Johnson's going to play, they're just going to sit in a block, try and do what Kilmarnock done type of thing. The park's going to be soaking. I mean, Perth, it's not a great park when it rains up there. It's pretty boggy. So we're going to hear a lot of the ball and kind of midfield, and it's going to get churned up a bit. But I mean, my team would be the normal Butland. It would be Tav, Goldson, Suter, Barisic. I think he's got to go with that. It's the next places that are different. I would actually go with Raskin as a 1, and I would take 3 and then the 2. And the 3 I would have Lawrence on the far left, if you like, with what you call it, Lammers in the middle, who could sort of break into he's quite tricky and all that. And I would take Cifuentes on the kind of right hand side, with maybe his power there. And Danilo's got to play, no matter what you say, Danilo's got to play. And Roof, for me, Roof's got to play as well. I mean, let's face it, guys, his job's on the line. Even if it draws, it's got to cause mayhem. They've got to be screaming the news, certain people, for his seed. And going into next Thursday, he definitely needs a win. I think he'll get the win, to be honest with you. And if you listen to what people have been saying, Danilo's been training in the ball. And I heard them saying there was things said in the dressing room after the game, which is normal. But you seen Roof at one time saying he was patting his ear and saying, look, come up the park. And he was kind of complaining to Beale a bit. So Roof's quite an outspoken guy. So I think after the Celtic game, he'd be saying to him, you need to get a grip here. You need to, he'll be getting input for these guys, and quite aggressively, I would imagine. So I feel he's got to play the big players. He started at the top, who paid most for coming and doing. He's got to play these guys to justify his 2 things: his position and what you paid the money for them. That's what I think. Anyway, he's got to do it.
All right, Southside.
I think you just picked the team I picked, Stuart. Did you have Lawrence in your team?
I did. I had Lawrence on the far side. Maybe just a different formation. Lammers in the middle, in the centre.
I picked Wabra Raskin slightly to the right, and I put Cifuentes in the middle for a change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Raskin could try and get forward for there. I know he goes forward for under 21s in Belgium. He plays further forward, isn't he? Playing a holding role for them.
Aye.
And I think he gives the ball away quite a bit at times in the middle of the park. So I'd swap the 2 hour, because I thought Cifuentes, probably the European games was a bit faster paced for him, but I would swap the 2 and then I played Tom Lawrence just to the left there. Then I had Lammers 1 up, and then Roof and Danilo up front. And because I think we need to get up the park. But just what you said, if it's going to be boggy and that tomorrow, we might maybe, if he gets there and he sees the state of the park and that, and he doesn't think he can play a lot of football through the middle, he might go long ball again, and bypass the midfield, which means then you might have a different dynamic to your midfield. But I agree with you, that's the team I would pick, and I think Lammers and Lawrence, you'd be looking to get creativity, and you'd want Cifuentes at times and Raskin and the 2 fullbacks to get forward.
I mean, I certainly think to start with, it's got to be not too bad. It's got to be fresh and that. By the time you get to 60 minutes type of thing, it's got to be quite churned up, because the ball's got to be a lot in their half, if you know what I mean. kicking about. So I don't know. I think we're going to win about 3 or 4-0. I really think they're going to push the boat out and maybe try and justify Dino's place.
Can anybody answer me this question? And I'll let the two sit out this now, Billy. What's Sam Lammers done to justify getting a game in the Rangers first team in regular season? Billy?
Well, he's no. Listen, he came here with a reputation that Michael Beale says he's knew all about Sam Lammers for long and weary. So obviously he's knew what he brings to the. Obviously Michael Beale has known or thinks he knows what he can bring to the party. But he started, as you said there, he started pre-season well. But for some reason, he's went right off the boil. So you're talking about playing players in merit. If you're picking a team with players in merit, well, we would struggle to put a starting 11 on the part. Never mind play Sam Lammers. But I can see Southside's thinking of why, and the callers thinking that why he would start him, because listen, they've got to start proving themselves, Fox.
I get it when Cantwell's injured. It's a natural replacement because of where they play. Aye, but is his form justify a starting our team Southside, or is it the fact that we've lost Cantwell? That's your rationale.
My rationale straight away is because we've lost Cantwell. And I think that in pre-season he showed some flashes. Listen, he has got ability. He's good in tight situations. He's good in the byline that we've seen in tight situations. He can still find his man. He's scored a couple of goals. And the whole team was just lacking confidence and momentum. It's been patchy since it started. So give them a clean slate again. And it starts tomorrow. And hopefully, since Cantwell would have thought being in the team would have played the number 10 role, then Sam Lammers goes in there. That's what they bought him for. That's why you paid the money, and that's where he says he plays. So manager will probably have to show faith in him. And if he's been training well and whatever it is, I just think we need another creative player in there that can create a chance or see a pass or hopefully get himself in the box and score a goal. Tom Lawrence has got that ability, and Sam Lammers has got the ability. So we need the type of players on the park to try and create for us. And we need runners. So I don't see why he can't start. There's nobody can really turn around apart for a goalkeeper and say he deserves a jersey.
He's a very nice man. Very nice man. Stuart?
I mean, I'd love to be a fly on the wall to hear what's sort of Disgrove or whoever's saying to Beale, saying, look, what are you actually trying to achieve? It must come up in conversation. But what are you trying to actually achieve? I mean, although they're no football men per se, they still know a wee bit about tactics, like we all do a wee bit. They've watched football, and you're saying there's nobody really knows what he's been trying to achieve, especially against Celtic. They seem to be crying. Everybody's saying the same thing, so we can't all be wrong. So if we've got these feelings, the directors are bound to hear the feelings. So I think there's a bit of a reset going on. He's trying to be too clever at times. A bit like Lammers gets into the box and he's twisting and turning. He beats a man, he wants to beat him again. We seem to have a habit of that. Where Lawrence, you mind the Eindhoven last year, it was brilliant to hit the bar and quick feet and all the rest of it. There's no fear to have a shot, and that's where we've been failing, I think. Just have a shot, take that extra touch, just blast it. And in good heart, a deflection, and once you get that kind of thing going forward, it gives you a bit of momentum, it picks them on their back feet. So I think I like Lammers, his touch and all the rest of it. And I feel it could be an opportunity for him. I mean, he's not going to, if Cantwell was here, he wouldn't be getting that opportunity. So if that doesn't bloody drive you on, I don't know what's going to drive you on, you know what I mean? So I'm quite positive that the guys have had a bit of a kind of rollicking. They've all had maybe a go at each other, which I hope so. I think Roof's one of the main sort of instigators in it. He seems to be a bit of a leader. I just watched him against the Celtic game. I watched it 2 or 3 times. I've seen his kind of attitude towards it, saying to folk, shouting at folk and trying to get them on. And I think he's been a big part of what was maybe said. So that's where I think he's got to start in the morning. And with a view to saying, right, you're all playing for this game on Thursday again, because that's going to be a big game as well. So I could see us beating them in the morning. But it's just, as you say, the performance is the big thing for me. If you get the right performance, you're going to get a good result. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Aye, there's an argument both ways that the performance is the most important thing to see improvement. But ultimately, Southside, it's a league game and a Bridgeman does you. But however, these are quite unique circumstances so early in the season.
Aye, listen, the judgment day has been called. There'll be supporters out there who would quite easily like him changed the now. You know, it'll no matter. Probably they would prefer a change. And there's people that's still in the middle ground probably and thinking, well, aye, the report card so far is no good, but it needs to improve, or you will be gone. And nobody wants to see us fail. We want to all win this league, and the league's the most important. So if we get to win tomorrow, Ox, and obviously we'll judge the performance by the win. If we just get out of the line, but we've created a lot of chances and just been unlucky, and their goalkeepers had one of their days, we could maybe accept it, because you'd see a difference in chance creation and stuff. But it will come down to, most important thing is the result tomorrow, and then that does get a bit of momentum, Ox, you know, but you're looking for a performance, and depending on the part, but I'd like to think that we start early and we can start creating. If we can get an early goal or two, it makes the game easier for us, and that's what the job's got to be tomorrow. Score early and dictate the game, and then it can be a matter of how many. It doesn't matter about them. I think the bottom of the league or the second bottom, something like that. Their form's not been great, and it's just about us with application and attitude. But Michael Beale needs to pick the correct team, and the players need to go out and put a performance in 100% for the support in the club.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the support. I mean, the support will go there, they will get behind the team. But we need to try and lift this cloud its ways, Billy, yeah. And the only way we'll do that is a combination of both performance and results.
That's what we're all striving for, Ox. That's what we want to see. That's what we're all waiting on. We're sitting and saying here to ourselves, well, these new players have come in. We waited to get these new players. We've tried to give them time, let them gel his team together and get a formation and some kind of format set up. We've given them all the time there in the world, but everybody's patience is running thin. We need to start seeing massive improvements. Listen, I'm not saying, Ox, that we can play like Barcelona or the Harlem Globetrotters 24/7. That's impossible. We all know that. We're living in La La Land if we think that. But we want to see an improvement in the team, and we want to see our team winning and winning comfortably, and we want to be entertained. That's what we want. We know when we go through the season, there's got to be hard games. You've got to grind out results. We get that. But what we're seeing just now is we're not setting the header on fire, and that's concerning to me. So tomorrow, I'm looking for a big performance for the Rangers, and I'm looking for a bag load of goals, but I'm looking for at least 3 goals and a comfortable 3-0 win for the Rangers. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow, and a top performance to put the cherry in the cake.
Well, don't mention cherries in the cake. Stevie will be in again. Starters, cherry on the cake. You missed out his main course.
Malteser on the cake, nearly. Aye.
That's all day.
Okay, I know. I'm expecting him on, actually. Like him when he comes on. That's good.
Oh, I've told
He'll be listening anyway. I'm sure he will.
I've told him not to come on after Christmas, but he doesn't listen to us. Bridgeman. The new players, have we been too harsh on them?
Well, I've just said all along since he's got them in, and everybody's asking the same question. I was sitting in the Celtic game, people saying, "Is this the only team we've got? What are they doing?" and so on and so forth. You know, so I think the fans want to know what he's going to do with all of these players. and some of them quite good players because people see them and see what they like. But you got a lot of them who's got, 11 players or something like that, Brian? 10 or 11 players? Wow, we're not seeing that 10 or 11 players. That's a whole team. We're not seeing them. So I don't know when he's going to change them and when he's going to bring them in with confidence, it says, So he's got a lot of work to do, and the players themselves have got a lot of work to do in impressing themselves on the fans. And, we're playing a team that's bottom of the league, and I think they've only got 2 points. That was against Atmore across the city. But that's all they've done. They're bound for relegation if they don't do anything. So they'll be out tomorrow with all guns blazing for themselves, and we have to be able to raise our game to that and show them that we can beat them, and show the fans that we can beat them well. And I like the boys says about 3 or 4 down. I'm happy with that. I'd be delighted. With that. What a huge improvement that would be in our scoring. Great stuff. Go for that.
So just before we go to the break, which will be in a couple of minutes, I see they announced a £1.5 million loss. St Johnstone,
Aye.
Scottish football, the economics, not getting seats up to people that want to go. You could go on all day. It's met the TV deal, the Singe deal. Maybe they'll start waiting it up.
You would think so, but the Molney, I heard he's talking about it a few nights back. When you're talking about restructuring the league and maybe making it a 20-team league, there's the primary example why St Johnstone wouldn't vote for the 4 games a season. Motherwell posted losses as well, and they don't want to they want to leave off their stone in that main stand where the teams came out at for part the last time we were there. There's plenty of spaces. They could have gave Rangers what they used to give in the stand, half of that main stand, but they chose not to. And then they post losses of 700,000 or 800,000, whatever it was, I don't know. So no, and that's why the league will never change. We'll never get a bigger league because they'll never give up the four games a season.
Mental. Right, time for a tune, lads.
Ox, I'm going to disappear now. I've got a couple of things on. So, as I say, a wee bit nervous anticipation for the morning, but I'm quite confident. So, all the best, guys, and I'll get somebody else will come on after the break, I think. I'll catch you up with you next week or whenever. Okay, cheers.
Cheers, mate. Catch you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Cheers, man. No bother. Cheers.
Get yourselves on mute because we're going to have a tune.
Our money has been stolen. We know it isn't fair. We know that no one likes us, but we don't really care. We know that they'll abuse us and kick us while we're down, but we are Glasgow Rangers and we will rally round. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. It's seen in Ranger scarves and flags and written on the wall. Across the world the cry is known, it's part of our football. They can try to copy, but they'll never be apart. 'Cause we are Glasgow Rangers and it's written on our hearts. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. Never mind not walking away, that's just what the papers want us to say. Our war cry is no surrender. Our war cry is no surrender. No surrender. No surrender.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Maybe there's a message in that. Maybe there's a message in that song. Yeah? We get behind the team and we don't get in. Message in life for anybody to connected with Rangers Radio. It's bad news this week. Yeah, we'll be pulling for you. And remember, the cry is no surrender. Right, Southside, are you ready?
I am ready.
Right.
Yes.
You got your pen and paper there?
Oh, no, I'm not ready, no.
And your donation ready? Let's hear Southside's Super 6.
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for September the 16th. My first selection this weekend is Barnsley to beat Burton. My second selection is Exeter to beat Cheltenham. My third selection is Norwich to beat Stoke. My fourth selection is Raith Rovers to beat Inverness. The fifth selection is Airdrie to beat Arbroath away from home. And the sixth selection is Dundee United to beat Greenock Morton. If you take all six, it pays 34 to 1.
$34 to 1, Biggie?
Aye, 34.
Wow. A bit radical.
How's the matter with it?
Nothing. Oh, nothing at all. What are you thinking, Billy?
Oh, the big man's a certainty. Yeah, it'll bounce some more. Certainty. Stick on, Southside. Have every confidence in your pal.
Good to hear, Billy. Good to hear.
Just remind you, Billy, one swallow doesn't make a honeymoon.
Just remember they Kit Kats, Southside. Remember they Kit Kats, mate.
Well, not by my name, but you can me on.
Oh dear.
It's one of them. It's one of them in your last man standing. Anybody know? Any of the Scottish teams?
Yes, one of them's in my last man standing. Yes.
Oh, you're kidding me on. I want you out, I know.
If you'll be happy, I'll be happy.
I know. Yes. All right, I'll let you. I'll be happy this weekend for you, right? So make sure you get through.
It's very.
But I want you out straight away after that.
I don't know. You've nailed your colours to the mast.
Well,
you know.
No, it's 1-0 to me, innit?
Is it? Did you win?
Listen, I got further than you. I got to the final, and at least I took Rangers. Who did the other two take? That mob for Aberdeen, wasn't it? Aberdeen, huh? Didn't even take Aberdeen at all in the whole competition.
I've just had a text message here for my boy. He says, "Dad, oh no, man, Southside's jinxed. He's jinxed me." He's last man standing. He said he's jinxed me. I'm not telling you what team he's took right enough, but he says he's jinxed me.
No wonder people hate you, Southside.
Listen. The Scottish teams are all right. It's one of the, but you never know what the weather's like up there at Arbroath, mind you know. That could be a leveller for them. But Airdrie's been scoring goals and they've been playing well, so hopefully they'll just keep it going.
The thing about having a Scottish football in the last man standing, Billy, there's moral dilemmas. There's some teams you can't take out of principle. Well,
No,
somebody's
that's not-
trying to take them out of prison.
well, all joking aside, mate. No, listen, the big man's due to ping one, eh? He's due to ping one, and 30. What was it? 30-41. That's worth a fiver in anybody's book.
A fiver. Oh, 70 back. That would get us an afternoon out south side, wouldn't it?
Aye, that was a couple of Saturdays ago, wasn't it?
Oh dear. Right, okay. Right. I tell you, we've got Tom Lawrence. We usually play 2 interviews, but Tom Lawrence, it's been quite tragic, Bridgeman, isn't it? He came in, he started well last year. It looked as if we missed him. We don't know, because we seen him, he looked good, he scored goals, he had efforts at goal, he was shooting, he was taking set pieces, he looked a right asset, and then bang, bad luck, bad injury out for a year. And I think it was it against East Fife or somebody? It was Queen of the South or somebody. Cup times, nothing. There was nothing, minute.
I agree 100% with you. I think he's, and similar to the young boy that's just been out now. What's his name? Where we got from Norwich?
Cantwell.
Cantwell. Can't never remember that boy's name. Shocking. Anyway, he's now injured, and Lawrence was injured, and it kept going on and on and on. And it's just sad because they were going to be key midfielders for us, playmakers, you know. They could pick the ball up anywhere on the pitch and play and know where to go. And unfortunately, now we don't have either of the two of them, but Lawrence has just come stepping back. I wish we could get the two together on the same team and we might be able to do something. Maybe the manager doesn't want to try that, but at some point, because sometimes you're better just having the one playmaker. But seriously, these guys can play football, and I thought Lawrence was going to be a really gifted player for us. My goodness gracious, so sad, so sad.
Right, if it's all right with you two chaps, we'll hear from Tom Lawrence. We wouldn't usually do that, but we want to hear him because his story was. Right, let's hear from Tom Lawrence.
Tom, how does it feel to be back fit again and back in around first team?
Yeah, really good. It's been a long time out, very frustrating time for me. But now I'm back on the pitch, back what I love doing. It's always great.
Yeah. How close to full fitness are you? Would you say you're 100%? Are you almost there? What do you think?
I'm not far off, yeah. Obviously, match fitness is completely different to training every day. Obviously, I had a few behind closed doors games that's helped me out a lot with my fitness-based stuff. So, yeah, I'm not too far off, and hopefully, if I get a chance, I can show that I'm back to my old self.
Rangers fans were really impressed with the start you made to last season when you first came to the club. Obviously, you then had that injury. How big an impact do you think you personally can have on the rest of the campaign here?
Hopefully a massive one. But it's not just me, it's the whole team. It's what we do as a collective. That's the main thing, and I'll try and do my bit for the team, as well as every other person in that dressing room. So yeah. What have you made as the club starts the season so far? It's been a difficult one. But look, we're looking up now. We can't look in the past. We've got to look at tomorrow's game, and that's all we can do really. We've got a good few weeks coming up. Tough games, but it's what we enjoy doing. Michael talks a lot about building a new attack at the club. There was 4 or 5 senior attackers left over the summer. Obviously, you coming back in, it's almost like a new signing. How much do you relish the chance to put your kind of mark, your stamp, your authority on that new attack? And do you see yourself, could you be a key part of that going forward? Well, I hope so. But no, it's if you get that shirt on a Saturday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have to deliver. We've got a big squad now, so every time you're out there, you have to deliver for the team. And if you don't, then that's the way it is.
Tom, what was the players' reaction to the fans' anger at the end of the Celtic game? Yeah, we can't get past everyone was disappointed. The whole changing room was really down after the game. A few honest conversations with everyone, but we have to look forward now. We know what it means to the fans, and we were gutted we couldn't get a result from them. How surprising was it, the kind of depth of anger? Yeah, it's always difficult. We know how big them games are. It hurts us, it hurts the fans, it hurts everyone to do with the club.
So we know if we don't get a result in that game, it's going to hurt everybody.
Have you that couple of weeks' time? Is that giving the players time to kind of get over it and focus on tomorrow?
We've been trying to look forward. Like we have to have honest conversations with ourselves in the changing room, and that's what we have done. And that's how we're going to come out of this and look forward.
Is that conversations between the players or between the manager and the players?
Yeah, just everyone as a collective. It's a whole group. It's a group thing. We have to be better.
Who's been the main figures in terms of the players that have led those conversations, and what's the messages been?
I'm not going to go into individuals, but like I say, it's been something we spoke about, and look, all we can do is look forward to the next game and deliver in that game.
Is that something, as an experienced player yourself, not obviously been around the game a long time, is that something you look to think you chip into and lead by example in that manner? Yeah,
look, we've got a lot of new faces here, and playing for this club's a big pressure, but you have to deliver when you play for this club, and the fans deserve that, so that's what we'll look to do.
What do you observe, Tom, of the new players, the new attackers that have come in? Obviously you were here last season, a lot of new players in the summer. What do you observe of your new players at the top of the pitch?
Yeah, they've all got their own different qualities. Look, I know I've moved clubs, different parts. It's always difficult to settle in, but I think we had the pre-season. We've had 9 games, 10 games. You have to start delivering at some point, so I think they'll look forward to doing that.
This club has unique pressure. How important is it for you as having experience being a new player, getting those results to buy yourself time to show what you really can do, to show your best performances?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like pressure, this isn't the club for you. You have to thrive off that pressure. That's something, being a year out, I've missed that so much. You can't find that anywhere else but getting on that pitch in front of the fans. So I just can't wait to get back doing it week in, week out.
What is it like? Take us inside what it's like for a player when you move up here. It's a big move for you and you have to spend a year out. Presume very difficult, but take us inside what that's actually like for a football player.
How long have we got? Yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, the start I had it was really positive. We qualified for the Champions League. We were playing well, and then you get an injury, and it's hard because there was different stages of the injury. So you have to look short term rather than long term. If you get what I mean. So it's just them little key things that you can look forward to, like little aims, little goals that keep you going, really.
But now ready to make up for the lost time.
Definitely.
Tom, it seemed like there was a lot of kind of setbacks in this injury that you would have one, you're nearly coming back in training, then it happens again. How tough was that? You almost feel you're nearly there and then you're set back again.
Yeah, that was probably the most difficult thing, because you think that it's going to heal and be fine, and then it's another setback. So then you aim for another thing and there's another setback. And yeah, it was just really disappointing. I was working so hard in the gym, and then for it not to come to fruition, yeah, it wasn't good.
Was it always reassuring though to have the manager mention your name? So at any time in press here, he would always say, "Oh, Tom Warren's still to come back, Kim Ruff's still to come back," so that you were never forgotten about. You were always in the manager's plans, even though you were out for such a long time.
Yeah, the manager's been great with me. He's always kept me in his plans and told me what he thinks. He's seen me as a young kid playing for Man United, growing up, so he knows my game really well, and it's always good to have that. When you're injured, you're kind of to the side a little bit, but to know you've got the manager's backing, it's great.
So what did he say to you when he first come into the club? Did he pull you aside for a separate chat about that?
It's over a year ago, that, isn't it? I can't remember too much of the detail, but it was definitely a positive chat.
Tom, you talked about the kind of supporters' anger after the game, immediately after Celtic. I just wonder how aware you are of the backlash since then.
Well, look, it all hurts us. I've said that. Like, it hurts no matter how we look at it. It hurts. We've lost a game, and a big game at that. But all we can do now is work on that training field and look forward to the next game.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Well, hopefully the boy can get a bit of luck Southside and go and have a good season there.
Aye, that's what we're looking for. He's match fitness. I think it's what he needs in game time, and I think probably tomorrow would be a chance, hopefully, that he might start a lot of us are hoping he might start. But if no, that he can come on off the bench and influence the game when he comes on. But aye, it's good to get him back. He was at the right age, played a lot of football down in the Championship, played the 3 games a week down there, so he was used to that type of football. And he was playing no bad for us when he was in the team before his injury, and also had scored a few goals. So good addition to the squad, Oxen. It's just about getting them match games now, and hopefully we'll see some good performances come our way from him.
What was your initial thoughts, Billy?
On Tom Lawrence when he first came, or just through his injury, or the interview? What you mean, buddy?
His initial thoughts when you saw Lawrence in the team, mate?
Oh, listen, I like Tom Lawrence. I like when I first seen him. I thought he was contributing well to the team. I thought he was settling well. I think he's got a lovely left foot on him. He puts himself about as well. He's got an eye for goal. He likes to have a shot at goal. That's something that sometimes we can be shot shy. He's physical. He's strong. He can get up and down. He's a great athlete. I think he's got all the attributes to make it at Rangers, Ox. He really do. And listening to his interview there, he certainly knows what's required and what's expected at Rangers. So fingers crossed his injuries are all behind him, because, as he said there, he's been unlucky. He said setback after setback after setback. But the boy's obviously got a strong mentality to come back after being out for a year. So good luck to him. And as Southside said, we're all wanting to see him starting. But if he's not ready to start, then he's not ready to start. But the quicker he's up to speed, he'll certainly be a good attribute to Rangers moving forward.
Football strange, Bridgeman. You just need a bit of luck, yeah?
Absolutely, and obviously my heart wishes him all the best and as much luck as possible. And I think there's an awful lot of Rangers fans just can't wait to see the boys stepping out from the start and playing for Rangers. I don't know whether they'll get that opportunity this week, but I hope he does get it very soon. I hope he gets a start. He's a super player. I thought he was a smashing player, and I don't know very many Rangers fans that didn't like him. Let's put it that way. I never met any. So I think he's a really good player, good quality. As Southside said, played a lot of games down in England in the Championship. So it's going to be great to see him back. Rangers need somebody like that. They need them.
Yeah, aye. Aye, right. I think most people had him in their team, Southside.
Aye, it seemed to be. I think because he can create. And if circumstances were different and Hadji was still on your team, I would have had Hadji in my team before him, because I think Hadji was a lot more hangmate at the time. But that aside, he's gone, and Tom Lawrence is a guy that he thinks is going to come in. But it's about creating. It's about creating for his Ox. And I mean, I'll be honest. See, tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me if probably Lundstrom was in the midfield tomorrow. It wouldn't. But I think Tom Lawrence, Lammers, and either Danilo, Dessers, Roof, if you can get all them on the park, if there's a way even getting them all on the park, because we need to be full tilt tomorrow. We need to be looking to go and create and get goals. And they're all the players that you're looking for, as many new players as they brought in that are fit now to start delivering and get in that team, or they should be bursting to get in that team and prove themselves. But I think he's there because we know he had a bit of potential before he got injured, Docs. But it's like anything, we have to really see him back playing regular to see is he back to what we saw before.
Mm-hmm. Aye, it's going to be real interesting tomorrow. It's got a bit of intrigue about it that normally a game at Perth wouldn't have, Billy.
Aye, you're bang on there. It's going to be interesting because, as you said, coming off that Old Firm game and then going up here looking for a victory, the carry on with at Ibrox with the fans and all that, you know what I mean? No, obviously we're all disappointed by that. I mean, So we're going up to St Johnstone tomorrow, and we're looking for a victory for the Rangers. I know I said earlier on that I'm looking for a good performance as well, but when you think about it like that, that as Stuart said, I think it was Stuart, one of the callers that came on earlier there, he said that the park could possibly be a big heavy part tomorrow. Maybe that'll no suit silky football. We maybe need to go long at times or miss the midfield out. So we can't really have cake and eat it, but we'll see how it is tomorrow. And listen, I'm sure everybody will get behind the team tomorrow. And if it's a bridge man, it's a bridge man. We'll take it, but we all want to see good football getting played and a good victory for the Rangers tomorrow, don't we?
100%, Billy. That's it's our bread and butter, and it's the league. And this is what we've got today, Bridge. We'll have two ends behind the goal tomorrow, and we'll probably have half of the main stand or a section of the main stand tomorrow. So I think the team will be well supported, and it's just down to the players to deliver tomorrow. And I think as a team that we've all sort of picked and the players, it's just about them turning up and making that performance happen.
How come we're going to get so many so much an allocation? Is that, what's that, 5,000, 6,000?
Because you need the money, Bridgeman.
Oh,
yeah,
you
need the money.
I'm being ironic. I think I'm being ironic if you say no. Look, there's something no right with our league and the teams in it. It's nothing short of hatred with them. Just hatred. They're going to hate themselves
to death, Bridge. Hating themselves to death.
I think that what you've been saying is absolutely right. We're going to go there and we're going to try our best, and we'll be busting the gut to beat that team. And hopefully people like Tom Lawrence will get some time on the park, and some other guys will get their chance as well. But please play well, Rangers. Just play well and score goals. I'll be happy enough with a 1-0 win, certainly, because that's me. But seriously, I want us to play well, score a couple of goals, start to build the confidence again, but don't get any injuries, please. Clean sheet, no injuries, and score goals. That's what I want.
No, I'm not really bothered about the clean sheet, Bridge, if we rattle in the goals, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a good thing to get, but I think part of your problem is, Billy, we've not been scoring enough goals for about maybe 2 years now.
Aye, I know, but it's a crazy thing last year that we actually I stand to be corrected on this one, Ox. I think believe it or not, I think we scored more goals last season than we did when we won 55. It's just that other mob had a freak season with goals. But you're right, Ox. We need to we do really need to start scoring more goals. You know what I mean? And I mean, some of the times we're hitting shots and that. I don't know what our stats are regarding shots hitting the target wise, but it can't be a good ratio if we're not scoring goals, and that's all down to creativity as well. If you're not creating all the chances, you could say to yourself, well, if you're creating 25 chances in a game and you're getting 20 in target and you're scoring 5 of them, you're happy with that. People forget all about the other 5 that's skying over the bar, or if you've skied over the bar type thing, or over the crossbar. But we really need to start scoring goals and be more ruthless in front of goals, because that's something that we've been sadly lacking as well. We're not ruthless enough.
Yeah, you're playing Ruth to make it ruthless. Anyway, we've been joined by old Davy. But you've been told not to come back to after Christmas.
Oh, it's not far away. Remember, my birthday's not far away, I know you're sure.
I don't want to be rude, but we don't buy your present too early.
Hey, boy. I'm just listening to these guys about tomorrow. What a very good points. My own personal opinion is performance. I'm not really interested. We're going to get 3 points. We get a performance, that's a bonus ball. But you've got to win tomorrow. Nothing else will suffice. It's got to be 3 points or nothing. And whether it's 1 goal, like Bridgeman, 2, 3, nah. I couldn't care about the goals. That'll come because this squad is going to get a win tomorrow. And I think this will show.
Davey, you imagine that game tomorrow, if we get to 80 minutes, that game's nothing each, we've not played well. It's going to be toxic, even if we get the goal.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, that's part of watching the Gers, isn't it? The way we are now. But I mean, confidence-wise, this is going to be a win for the way after what's been happening the last couple of weeks, maybe a month. So getting a performance is going to be a bonus ball, but to get the 3 points, whether it's a sneaky bum time, last 5 minutes, I don't care. I'll sit by and I'll go put myself through it. But I think for confidence, this is badly needed. And I tell you what will help. It'll show us what we might see tomorrow is some character tomorrow. Because this is what this game is all about tomorrow, is their character after what they've been through there. So I think that's a big ask, I think.
All right. Southside.
Aye. Do you know what it is? It's overhyped, to a point. See, like, we were ready to go at the start of the season, Davey, right? And we had a bad result. And then we go to 2 wins in the league. And then we don't turn up against them at our home patch when we should be turning up and battering them that day with the team they had. And then you've just had the fallout for that. But see, to be honest, see how many a season and many a time we've done this before, and there's never been as big a meltdown. It could be the fact you're into social media times and all that as well now, and everything gets magnified and anybody can go in and say what they want. I still think the team's going to come good. I think we've got players. I think they need to get a performance. I think performance does need to come, Davey. I know tomorrow is most important, you get the 3 points, but I think we've got to try and have patches of play or have a decent, at least we could turn around and say we've got a decent 45 minutes, even 60 minutes. We've seen good football. But aye, it is about 3 points tomorrow, and if it ends up 1-0 in the last 5 minutes and all thinks it's toxic, I'd probably think most people will be on the track by that time dancing about with relief. And in the stands. But it has to, we're hoping, David, tomorrow's the turning point. That's what we're hoping for, that the team will realise that it's time to go out there and perform and start playing like football players. And hopefully Michael Beale is going to pick the right team and has got the right tactics to make it happen.
Davey, and then we'll go to Billy.
Sorry, you said something else?
I said Davey, and then we'll go to Billy.
Aye, I totally agree with you. All for what Suicide's saying, definitely. But,
right.
See what Billy's going to.
Billy boy?
No, hi, Davey. Listen, all right, mate. Listen, I get where you're coming from regarding the 3 points. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could play terrible in a football game and get a 1-0 and people forget about it, or you could play brilliant in a game and get a draw. It's happened before. That's part and parcel of football, as we all know. But the signs, I want to see signs of improvement. That's my concern at the moment. And if we see signs of improvement tomorrow and we get the 3 points and we've got signs of improvement and we score 2 or 3 goals, then the fans can go away happy. And it takes away that as I think it was Bridgman mentioned, that toxic kind of frustration amongst the supporters, because if the supporters can see that there's something good happened in the park, then we all go away happy, and it takes the pressure off the players and it takes the pressure off the manager. But listen, we know what's actually what we've seen so far, and all we want is the players and the managers to go out and prove us all wrong. But I do get where you're coming from regarding the 3 points, because at the end of the day, it is 3 points, but we want to see an improvement as well. because, in my opinion, the manager said he's had enough time now to put his own team in the park and disregard the friendlies. He said 9 competitive games now, 4 in the league, 4 in Europe, 1 beat a cup game. So we need to start seeing signs of some sort of improvement now.
Cheers, Billy Boy. Cheers, Billy Boy.
Can I ask you something, Billy? Is it all right, Ox, if I ask Billy something?
What's mate?
No.
Just regarding what your comments were there. Just say it, for example, we play outstanding football tomorrow, batter rain for 90 minutes, and it ends up nothing each. What would you rather have?
That's exactly, well, listen, that's Ox playing devil's advocate. I get that. That's what I said to you as well at the start of when I started trying to reply to what you asked me. We know, bud, mate, that we want the football to be entertaining, but the bottom line is here, it's all about 3 points. But my thinking is, Davey, it's because of the situation we're in just now at the club. You know what I mean? If it had been, for talking sake, if Michael Beale had these players all in last year and we'd come into this game now and we'd seen improvement, i.e. last year, with the same nucleus of players he's got to now, then you could say, well, we know what these players are capable of and we know what he's trying to do. But we don't know, and that's where the big question is at the minute. You know what I mean? And that's where we want to see signs of improvement. Can the players improve? I think they can. Can Michael improve them? I want him to prove me wrong. I don't know if he will, but we'll certainly support him. And that we'll always do that, mate. And let's, as I said...
Cheers, Billy Boy. Cheers, mate. Cheers, thanks for that.
Mate, blaring away there. Sorry, I was ranting, Ox.
I know. I've got my work on Monday, by the way. I've got no tomorrow on Monday. Right, Bridgeman, in you come.
Just count time here.
I think we've answered that question a couple of times ourselves in our discussions, and like everybody,
hopefully we're going in circles.
Like everybody, I just want to
talking about results, mate. We're talking about performance. It's the old chicken and the egg argument, isn't it?
Absolutely. Chicken and egg is a good term for it. All the Rangers fans all over the world, if we come away with a 3-0 or more there, we'll be absolutely delighted. And if we played really well.
Will they, or will the people say, well, it's bottom in the league, it doesn't matter? Nothing will
change.
No.
What they'll say is, the way we've been playing, it looks as if we're not very doing well in the league, if you follow what I mean. So a big change if we can play well, get a victory, and if it's a couple of goals, maybe 3 or 4, I think they'll be really, really happy. And, you know, a clean sheet, man. Clean sheet would be wonderful, right? A clean sheet and a victory and play well. And then the Rangers fans could see there is light at the end of the tunnel for the manager and the fans.
Will the South Side, if we play really good football tomorrow, total in control, shove it about for the whole 90 like we did for 20 minutes in Ross County, get more goals, will it be, it's only St Johnstone, bottom of the league, and nothing will change?
Probably no in some people's eyes, but that's just what we're looking for. We're looking for some goals tomorrow, and we're looking for a decent performance. So we can say, you can see a wee bit of a difference in the team. You can only beat what's in front of you, and if that just happens to be St Johnstone tomorrow, then so be it. No matter where they are in the league, it's about getting 3 points. And listen, St Johnstone, you'd probably better try to dig a stat out to see the last time St Johnstone beat us. You know,
Giovanni's last season.
No, right, I saw it was. I was there. Well, even before that, I'll be a bit. Yeah, well, I don't know. Just, you know what the memory's like. But listen, I'm no fearful tomorrow. I think we'll go up there and we'll win, and I think we can win 2 or 3-0, no problem. But it's just about how you start, and I'm hoping we'll be right on the front foot, and we'll be dictating the play. Boxing, that's what we look for, because we shouldn't expect St Johnstone to come right out and be attacking us. So we should give up possession, and hopefully we'll create the chances, and we'll have the players in the right positions that will find the net. And that's what it's all about. And once you get a goal or two up, then we'll probably relax. And then you just take it from there. Mate, that's it. Simple as that.
It'd be in an ideal world, Bridgeman, we'd like my strikers to get some goals, wouldn't we?
Wouldn't it be great? Get two strikers, if we've got two strikers, using them, and they got a couple each, it'd be just wonderful. Just wonderful. It'd give strength to Michael Beale's argument that he's picked the right players to sign, and it's just a case of a bit of time. We need a bit of time to get it all to gel and so on and so forth. I'm excited for the Rangers at all times, but I just want us to. I want to see them winning. That's what I want. I want to see them winning and winning well. That will be a turn. That'll be a big turn. I don't want to see my goalkeeper tomorrow making a dozen good saves against the bottom of the league team. I just don't want. I want them to see making saves if you have chances, but I don't want us to be giving them the chances. Simple as that.
Davey?
Aye, Bridges got a point, but I still stick by what I'm saying. This is only my opinion. As we get the goals, fair dues, get 3 points. The performances, I think, will hopefully come. But tomorrow, I'm just like you guys. We're going in circles on this about performances, fair dues. Get in there and get that game won, and then come back down the road with 3 points, and let us settle down for the European games. And I think that'll get the cobwebs out the last couple of games. That's what we need, is to get the confidence back. And I honestly, like everybody else, very confident for tomorrow, whether it's a mucky part, a dry part, or a sunny part. I just wished we could calm down a wee bit at times.
Just I'm not taking the pee when we asked that question. When was the last time we lost to St Johnstone? Was the last time we played there in the league?
That's how I don't do quizzes, I tell you that.
we played them there in the cup, but we played them in the league. So the last time we went there in league business, we get beat. Yeah.
No, was that the one they had Tav after the game, wasn't it? Talking to him and that. I think, I can't remember, but aye. I was there. It just shows you that's how I don't do quizzes, see?
Mm-hmm. That's an argument why you should ban alcohol. Anyway, right. What's the score going to be tomorrow, Billy Boy?
3-0 to Rangers. Do you want my goal scorers? Sorry, mate.
No, give us the goal scorers.
2 for Kemar Roof and 1 for Tom Lawrence.
Okay. What are you thinking, David?
I'm going 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. And I think Danilo will play, and Roof and Danilo will both score.
All right, okay. How do you see it panning out tomorrow, Southside?
I'd like it to be 3-0, but I would have went with Davey, a 2-0 and a decent performance. I'd be happy with that. I think Roof will probably score myself if he starts, and I think Tav will get the other one.
Tav. Is Tav scoring in your 1-0, Bridge?
I think that I will continue to go for my 1-0 because that's my best, my favourite score for Rangers. But I would agree that we want to get 2 or 3, if not even 4. So I'll go 3 just for change. I'll go for 3.
Wow!
I'm going to go for 3. I don't know who's going to score. If Danilo's on the park, I want him to score definitely.
Should he have scored 2 weeks ago, Southside, Danilo? Well, when you look back at it in the cold light of day, should he have done better?
The one where he pulled the body and cut inside?
One of the ball broke in the box, yeah. It sort of got blocked the heart, didn't it? He came out.
He was. I thought he was unlucky there. I thought he was right out on top of him. I thought the one just after it, when the ball get put in and he kicked it away with his legs, I thought he should have done better with that one. I thought he showed more pace and looked sharper, I thought, than what I'd seen him. You want the two of them to start scoring, and see, the thing is, we're all adding Roof in our team because we know he's fit, and fit he usually scores goals. But technically, it should be Dessers and Danilo that we should be thinking about, they two on the park, and get them scoring regular. Because Roof, let's not be kidded, he might be fit this week, but he could get injured at any point. We don't know, but people will probably argue, well, he's fit, he starts, and if he starts, he usually scores.
See if we go with Dessers and Danilo in the morning, it's nothing each half time, mate. But, yeah, and Roof's running up the touchline warming up. This is the problem we've got ourselves into here. Doesn't matter what day, people will be picking holes in it, Billy.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. And then, as I spoke to you, mentioned earlier on, Ox, the park could come into this. It could be a big, heavy quagmire type park. Listen, do any think that maybe Seema will get a start tomorrow?
Well, he's used them wide, mate, so we've not got that many options wide. We've obviously got Matondo, and we've got Scott Wright. After that, it's only Seema, Bridgman, and then Davy.
Yeah, on the question about Seema, Seema's one of the speediest guys we've got in the team, and I've been shouting and bawling for people coming into Rangers that's got pace, and we need pace badly in our team. He's been given up 4 or 5 games, and I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how a lot of fans think he's done, but I think him and Danilo would be really good together from a pace perspective. But Seema's been getting used out in the wing as well. So so you got Matondo and Seema are fast on the wing. If you're going to use them like that, and Danilo and Dessers are through the middle, that may be, or Dessers or Roof. So I still think we should be playing with Danilo up front. I really do.
Davey?
I'm with you, Ox, about how the games are panning out. About talking about the defence and all that, and you've got to score the goals. But I think Seema, what Billy said there, that's a good shout. You might be surprised. We might not be surprised if he's playing tomorrow, but I think that would be a good call. I think he'd be great going through the middle of that big guy. But there you go. We've tried everything under the sun in here, but we'll see tomorrow.
The manager has said he's a number 9 Southside.
I know, but listen, we brought a guy in on loan, and it's Seema. We paid money for Danilo, Dessers, and we've got Roof fit. So I don't see how he's going to go in and play number 9 unless he gets a chance and he does well. But I don't see it, Davey. I think he'll use him more playing. We've knocked a long ball the last 2 games. Last 2 games we've played, we've knocked a lot of long balls, and he might be good for that. And he is big, but I've got a feeling Dessers will probably play tomorrow. Davey, I think he's stubborn and he'll probably pick him, but for me, I think Danilo does deserve his chance, and I think if Roof's fit, he probably starts because, as we know, he scores. But we've talked about it. We just hope tomorrow that they all start producing and they all start playing. That's what we hope for tomorrow, whatever team he picks. But there'll be a surprise in there probably for what we've talked about tonight. There's nothing surer, is there, Ox?
No, I know, but and Dessers has looked like a number 9 and all, mate. The old number 9 for Partick Drum Chapel, if I'm being honest.
Nice one.
You know, but I listen, mate. Hopefully it goes right for the boy. And if he is playing, he gets a couple of goals and he takes off. You know, and things change for us. And you can only critique what you see, Bill, and you've got to be fair. You know, but tomorrow could take off for one of them, couldn't it?
It could. That's what these guys need. That's what football players thrive on. You know, that's what, especially strikers. You know what I mean? They're out of form. They couldn't hit a barn door type thing, and then the next minute one will gin off off their shoulder or something like that, and they'll go away in a crazy run. That's what happens with strikers. And it'll always be that way, Ox, won't it? But listen, we want our players first and foremost to show us more than what they're offering us just now, and hopefully tomorrow they can bring to the party their A game, their individual performance, and a team performance to make us proud of them.
Just to give a shout out to one of our regular listeners, Mandy Thompson. We know you've had a hard time, Mandy. All the best, and I hope things look up for you soon. And once again, all the best for everybody here in Rangers Radio and all your muckers in the Facebook feed who miss you when you're not about. Right. These communities on here, Southside, communities, isn't it?
Aye, but I think we gave her a shout out a wee while ago there as well, so speedy recovery and that, and I hope everything goes well for you. But aye, it's good to hear that people listening and that. We've got a lot of listeners, and for them to feeling a bit down or whatever, or going through a hard time, sometimes we can give them a wee shout out, try and cheer them up.
Aye, obviously if they're feeling down and they're not having the best of time, we promise we'll not let all day be on.
I got a hard time every time I come on this.
I'll never forget Southside when I phoned them up and said, right, we're taking you that do. You ought to hear the language, you ought to hear what you call.
Aye. It's got to be pleasant one here, but David, you're on the airwaves.
I meant to say you guys, I think I told you I was at the Rangers Celtic Cup final. It was 126,000. That was a Saturday, but there was only 96,172 in the Wednesday, and I was at both games.
Well, there was a couple more there because there's no way you and Bridge paid in.
I didn't pay in. I got lefty there. I got left there.
I mean, Southside, see what I mean?
Aye, I know.
When was that, Davey? When was it?
66.
Aye.
Oh, yeah.
I was just leaving school.
What was the score?
1-0. Kai Johansson for Screamer.
Yes. I was there as well, pal. I was at that game and the previous one. Yep.
To lift the two of them, you need to get Bubbly Young.
Bubbly Young, yeah.
Wonder about the 3 Hibernian games, Ox.
Oh, 1979. Nothing each and 3-2. They were classics, weren't they? That was a sore month. So my granddad told me.
Oh, listen to that. So my granddad told me. Shocker.
The 3. When it happened now, Southside, would it? 3
No, it would not.
Was it an Arthur Duncan goal in extra time? We got to win 3-2.
Don't know. Can't remember.
Oh, I'll check that out for you. And by the way, I think the crowd. What do you reckon the crowd was? The third game, cup final. What do you reckon?
About 24,000.
You'll know before away, I bet you.
Taking a guess at that. I was at the Freedom, but aye. I'd have took a guess round about
that. Right, let me just check it out for you. I'll check it out for you, mate. 1979 Scottish Cup final. Two replays. Let me see. Just give me a minute. Billy, talk amongst yourself. Right, okay. Let's see. Nothing each. And let me see. Southside, you say 29,000 or was it 24,000?
24, I said.
12th of May, the final, 50,000. Yeah. 16th of May, 33,000. And the game they won it, 30,000. There you go.
Right. Just shows you that.
I'm just looking for who scored the goals, mate.
I think one was an own goal.
Arthur Duncan.
I thought he jogged my memory when you said that.
Derek Johnston got the other goals for Rangers. Yeah, man. Another fixtures congestion. Moved fixtures today due to a treble, but there you go. That's another story. Not that I'm better, Bridgeman.
No, it's that happened a lot to Rangers over the years. It's so blatant, it's so real, so blatant. They didn't care. Nobody can do anything. They're the ones with power. And we thought, not that long ago, we put up some proposals to make sure that kind of thing couldn't happen again. Voted it by the rest of the clubs. So there's not much we can do about it.
I've seen a good article today, Bridge, when somebody was talking about St Johnstone's woes and their losses and all the other clubs. Maybe if they listen to Rangers and what they were trying to review and look at the television deal, look at the Singe deal, they might not be in the mess they're in.
100%.
They don't want to listen to rationality, do they? They don't want to listen
to Rangers.
That's right, Bridgeman. They don't want to listen to Rangers. They're set in their ways what they want to do. They're only interested in what they can get out of it, and it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? If Rangers put an idea on the table that doesn't suit them, that Rangers know that can make the Scottish game better as a whole for everybody, it gets blown clean out of the water. So, as Ox, you said on 100 million times, mate, Scottish football, correctly so, is hating itself to death.
Aye. Strange. Aye, memories of Southside, memories, yes. The 3 games. Yes, different era, Southside,
Aye, different style of football as well. But aye, it was replays back in the day, wasn't it, for them? There was some good sort of semi-finals and finals over the years that we witnessed at Hampden, but that certainly wasn't one of the games that that season that was worth anything memorable apart from the third game winning it, but it wasn't a great performance, was it?
No. Our good friend Derek Johnson, 2 goals in the cup final, and our 2 goals in the cup final. What a player, eh? You don't realise, do you?
He was superb. He was absolutely superb.
It could be doing with a Derek Johnson type player, the more knocks.
Oh, my God.
Why?
16-year-old, unbelievable. What a player.
I just seen that goal the other day there, Bridgeman again. It just appeared, that goal he scored in that final. It was a tremendous header.
Incredible stuff. Really, truly. I think he's been one of the best players that's ever come out of Scotland, you know, Derek Johnson. That's the way I look at him. It's fantastic.
Well,
do you know what I liked about Derek Johnson as well, Ox? Even although he was a good header of the ball, he could hold the ball up as well, and he was good that way and all. But he had a gift that he was one of the centre forwards that could, when he jumped for the ball, he could outfox the centre half, and he could hang in there just enough to get his head on it. And he was a brilliant. We all know he was a brilliant header of the ball, but the strength in his neck muscles to put the ball away was just something else. Like, you know, big Derek Johnson was different class in my book.
You know what Stevie liked about him, Southside?
What was that?
He gave him his pudding at the night out.
All the time.
Yeah. People always think Big Derek scored. He did score some cracking headers, don't get me wrong, but he scored some goals with his feet as well and outside the box, the big man, you know. I loved him as a player. I thought he was a top class striker.
Brilliant player.
Top player. Well, gentlemen and Davy, we've reached that time of the evening. The last word for your good self, David.
Great speaking to you on, hearing you all again. It's a pleasure, and I'm quietly confident for tomorrow. And I'll just say, God bless the Glasgow Rangers, guys, and all the best. Good night.
And the next time we'll speak to you, you'll be a year older, huh?
No far away.
Right, speak to you soon, David.
Cheers,
Billy boy.
Yes, thoroughly enjoyed the show, Ox. Thoroughly enjoyed being on with yourself. Southside and the legend that is Bridgeman. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. It's been 2 weeks of missing the Rangers, and let's hope we can go up here tomorrow and put a performance on, get the 3 points and entertain the Rangers. entertain the fans, buddy. Thanks very much again. One of the Rangers.
Southside.
Aye, thanks for having us on, Ox, along with Billy and the legend, the Bridgeman. Looking forward to tomorrow. Every Saturday we follow, so time to get up there, get the 3 points, get the job done, and let's hope we put on a wee performance, Ox. So thanks for having us on.
Cheers, brother. Hope the Southside Super 6 stops tomorrow.
Aye, I'll have a wee watch at that on the way back down the road.
Aye.
Oh, magic.
Bridgeman.
What can I say? Can I say thank you very much? Hawks had a tremendous night. And well done to the techie boys in the background, and of course Southside and Billy for holding me up during this. And I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, tomorrow, massive, massive, massive game for the Rangers. So everybody, keep them in your thoughts. Please keep them in your thoughts and keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need you. They need it bad this time. Keep it going.
Can I thank Stuart and David for joining us, everybody for listening on all the platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and our own MixLR, and everybody who listens to Rangers Radio. We thank you for listening. Thanks to Billy, Southside and Bridgeman for doing the show, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals, and all our moderators and all our platforms. Thanks for the job you do for us. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow at 11:30, building up to a Rangers victory. Yes, a Rangers victory. Don't worry, it will be at Perth tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Blue.